Are my mics on? There, my mics are on now. I can hear myself now. I couldn't hear myself. I pushed the button.
You need headphones.
I do need headphones. I can hear it over here though. So hey, welcome to the show.
Problem is it echoes over there. So
well, you shouldn't hear it online.
Oh, you do?
No, I have it turned down
a little bit.
I can turn it down a little bit more for our guests so they don't have to hear it. I do need to put my headphones in and my earpieces. Hey, Scott Pienta here. Welcome to the show.
I'm still bucking for a broadcast audio console.
He's bucking for a broadcast audio console. I'm gonna get one for here. It's actually a different style setup, and we can actually do it. But
the Rode
the broad broadcaster. Yeah. So we're gonna plan to put that in here. But welcome to the show. My name is Scott Pienta. I've said it now 3 times because Josh keeps interrupting me. And
by the way, did you know that blah, 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 blah?
Yeah, I know. That's what he does. This is exactly what I have to deal with every single day. On my show, I get so rudely interrupted by Josh trying to make an intro for you folks and trying to talk to you. But we've got a lot of content today in today's show. I mean, we've got
quite a bit.
We got protests. We have Small Business Administration running out of money for small business loans. We've got.
I have never said that, by the way.
What's that? Blah 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 blah.
No. Down on the ticker.
Oh yeah, I know. The hair on your chest. Yeah, I thought that was funny. Of course, the music is still on, Dan. It's supposed to fade out. That's the point of it.
Eventually.
That's how we roll. Music will fade out eventually, make its way out of the way. If you don't know who's Dan is messaging me, Dan also works for us. He's at home right now.
By the way,
pandemic.
We have a updated social media slider in the graphics today. So
he didn't make a mention of social media. He was messaging me privately.
No, but if someone comments on our Facebook page, which hint, then you'll see that pop up.
Yeah, we'll see that pop up maybe if I remember to push the button. Hey. So we talked a little bit about earlier today. We talked about on the newscasts earlier. We were talking about these protests going on in Lansing and down in Columbus.
Yeah, a few days ago.
Few days ago, it happened down in Columbus. But we were talking about the one that happened yesterday here in Lansing. Now we know some of the people that went up there. They're nice people. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing against. Everybody's got their point of view. My point of view is it was really politically motivated more than it was, I believe, a protest.
Yes.
And I mean.
Well, I mean, to put that another way, to clarify, because protests are inherently politically motivated, I would say, it was more of a rally for Donald Trump and the Republicans against Gretchen Whitmer than it was an actual protest of Whitmer's policies.
Right. I feel that that's kind of a true statement. I mean, they're all saying that you can't sell seeds, you can't do this,
which isn't true.
It isn't true. You can sell seeds.
Yep, you can buy seeds.
You can buy seeds. You can buy flags. You can buy
hardware. You can buy furniture,
flooring stuff.
Yeah.
The whole 9 yards.
You just have to buy it at a smaller store.
At a smaller store. You can't go to Home Depot and Lowe's. You can't go to Menards.
Yep. And the whole point of that was to support small business that would otherwise be run out of business because of the shutdown. So
right. And there you see some of the video right now of Operation Gridlock in downtown Lansing happening. And, people...
I did not type that lower third, by the way. That's...
Yeah, that was me. Yeah.
This is purely Scott's production. I had no say in that.
It is 100% my production.
But tell me that's not true.
Yeah, it exactly is. It does become a pain. It did become a pain in the ass from Sparrow and the EMS trying to provide services.
At least 2 ambulances were caught up in that.
Not to mention the bus service that was completely interrupted to getting people back and forth to Sparrow for just their normal treatments for either chemo or whatever else.
Medically necessary stuff that they were not able to run the buses for.
So you've got that happening. Then this is Lansing that happened in Lansing. Then you have this other one. Oh, let me bring it up. This
in Columbus,
one actually was in Columbus. Going on down there.
Picture of the protesters at the doors to the atrium in the state capitol.
Yeah. So I mean,
yelling and screaming.
So you got these issues going back and forth. Listen, folks. We all have our differences, and we're going to continue to have our differences.
I'm proud to say. I mean, can we go back to that Ohio picture? I mean, for the most part in Lansing, yes, we did have people out in public not observing social distancing, but it was nothing like this.
Right.
And so once again, I am proud to, and I'm sorry for our Ohio viewers, but I am proud to say that once again, even when Michigan is at peak stupid, we're still better than Ohio.
I guess you could say it that way. I'm just putting a disclaimer on that. That was a Josh Coletta statement. It does nothing to reflect the views and opinions of Scott Pienta.
I
and
know
his show.
Ohioans. I am friends with Ohioans. I travel through Ohio. I travel to Ohio.
Well, you know, that's you won't be traveling
points.
to Ohio's anymore. They're going to be looking for you. Oh, one of our.
It has its good side. I'm not entirely putting down Ohio much.
All right. All right. I'll let you say that. That's fine. It's your views and opinions. We all have to get along. We all have to take the. I see. We don't agree on everything. I don't think Ohioans are stupid. That's
I didn't
Josh's.
say Ohioans were stupid. I said we're just better than them.
Oh, okay. See, there you
Even
go.
when we're at our worst,
you must be a Michigan fan.
When we actually, I'm a Miami fan.
Oh, they're a Miami fan. There you go.
So I mean, I still hate Ohio State. But no, I'm just saying, even when we Michiganders are being stupid, we're still better than Ohio.
Okay.
So,
well, that's like I said.
Not that Ohio is stupid, just
we'll
that
have
we're
to
better
agree
than
to
them.
disagree. Like I said, I'm just looking for some advertisers in Ohio eventually. I don't know when, but evidently you just set us back 4 years.
I say it with love, Ohioans. I say it with love.
Hey, Sam. Thanks for watching. Hey, Dan. Dan wants to see how the slider works.
Oh,
so
sure.
We'll see. We'll bring that right on in. See how that works. Whoop whoop.
Yeah.
That works well. And see what it's supposed to go with is it's supposed to go with this. See
The lower third.
See how that
came out.
It came out, but let's say it's lower thirds
Try
in
that
there.
back
Let's
in.
slide
Yep.
in right up over top of it.
Yep.
So you have the ticker, the lower third, and the social media ticker.
And
right
what I was working on today was the frame that you see here that we just slid back into. Working on different variations of that fit in with the lower third, so we're not covering everything up.
Right.
The social media slider will still partially cover things up, but not so much.
Yep. So that's what's happening in Lansing as of yesterday. So like I said, I don't agree with everything that they were going for. I agree that
I would say,
maybe a couple things that but she's not completely saying you can't buy plants or flowers or anything.
Here's my biggest
that was never
problem.
said. It's just people misread what she was saying.
Well, yeah,
you can go to Goliath's, you can go to Jonesville Lumber, you can go to Gelzer's and get stuff.
And here's my biggest problem. First of all, as we've said several times before, everything that Whitmer has done, it has been her interpretation of how to implement these things, but everything Whitmer has done has been at the advice of the CDC, which is the Trump administration.
Right.
And I guarantee you the majority of people at that protest will not acknowledge that fact.
Oh, no.
They will blame Whitmer for all these things, but not blame Trump.
Well, and Whitmer went in there and was going after on the attack on Betsy DeVos and their whole thing because they spent $250. The DeVos family spent $250 in promoting this Operation Gridlock on their Facebooks and Facebook ads. So, and that's another part. That's another thing with this whole transparency on Facebook.
Yeah.
You can now find out where the money's coming from and who's pushing it. Politically speaking. Anytime it's a total transparency. Even if we post something, it has to know where it comes. It's completely 100%.
Okay.
Yep, it is private. It's completely on everything.
Yeah.
It tells where the money's coming from, who's paying for it, and why is this relevant? So, I mean, and that's the way it needs to be because it helps you at least understand of where this super PAC, this fake PAC money is coming from to spend on advertising to promote such things. But
going back to the protest too, my other problem with it is just the fact that they were blocking emergency traffic, which is illegal, by the way. I would like to see anyone who was in the path and immobile of either of those ambulances specifically, because there were at least 2 pictures that were floating around out there that I saw. Anyone who was blocking that traffic needs to be cited, either a ticket, some sort of criminal charge.
If they moved out of the way, but the problem is
eventually,
it took longer for that ambulance than if it was somebody in dire need of a ventilator, or somebody in dire need of a heart attack, or somebody in need of some medical services right away that took an extra 3 minutes to get to the stupid hospital because of the gridlock, that is a problem. And yes, they should face criminal charges for that.
I mean, and I just, the whole idea of deliberately clogging traffic to begin with. First of all, how many of these people, well, I shouldn't say first of all, this is the point I'm leading to. How many of these people were the first to say when the Black Lives Matter protests were going on that they would just plow over any protesters that they saw on the street because they just wanted to get to work or whatever. You know, you don't shut down traffic for a protest. That's you know, dangerous and stupid.
Right.
You know, how many of those people were the same who were in Lansing yesterday? That's
exactly.
The hypocrisy is overflowing.
Well, Dan says, I think a big issue with the protest is misinformation because they
Now,
knew...
see, this is why I had the bigger one earlier.
Well, see, he had the bigger one, so I take more because of big comments like this. He says, if you can't see, then you don't understand that they are putting everyone around them, including their families, at risk, and I think COVID-19 is fake.
Well, I mean, there were
overhyped.
There were parents who brought their kids out there without masks, or out in public, socializing with people on the Capitol lawn. It's stupid.
So we got another comment coming in from the mayor from Hillsdale. The entrances were blocked by pancake batter. That's right, him and his pancake batter. And if you missed that episode, you have to watch it. We had the city manager David Mackey in here. That's a long callback. That's a long callback. We have callbacks on the show, Mayor, and that's callback from like a month ago.
Yeah.
But if you haven't seen that episode, that was a good episode. Mayor Stockford referring to some
pancake
what he calls
in the water tower.
Pancake batter in the water towers in Hillsdale getting done. He says, okay. He says, no, you're fine, Mayor. You just chime in whenever you want.
Please do.
We perfectly, it's acceptable. We think it's hilarious.
You're good.
It says, okay, sorry, it's no big deal. We will inform people what you're talking about because it actually creates a good way to push people back to old episodes.
Yeah,
because some of them are pretty funny. We've got some pretty good ones in there. So, anyways, getting on to our first story, Josh, we were talking about.
As if that wasn't our first story.
It seems like it was our first story, but it actually wasn't.
Just wasn't in the script.
It wasn't in the script. It was just something we wanted to kind of talk about.
Yes, we actually do have a script.
It's kind of a loose script.
Yes.
But we do want to talk about some things, and one of the things that we do want to talk about is this. Google has added a new kids tab on Google Play for content it's calling Teacher Approved. Now, the Teacher Approved apps are meant to be both entertaining and enriching. Now, some are designed to spark curiosity. Others can help kids learn. And some of them are just for plain fun. The apps have a teacher-approved badge in the Google Play Store, and they are rated on factors including age appropriateness and quality of experience. Google is introducing the Kids tab somewhat earlier than initially planned. Well, that's because they have been given positive feedback on their new feature, and kids are spending time at home more these days than ever before. The teacher-approved apps and Kids tab on Google Play are rolling out in the U.S. over the next few days. The international expansion is planning on coming in the next few months there, Josh.
Educational and enriching is a phrase that has never been used to describe our show, by the way.
It's educationally de-educating people. Let's see, what did he see? He says, what do you think? A mayor said something else. Just know you guys like to have fun. We do.
Yes,
we do like to have fun.
Absolutely.
It's the whole point of the show.
Yeah.
It's called So This Is News.
For a reason.
For a reason, because it's meant to be not so strict of news and not so serious of news all the time. It's meant to be maybe make a little lightheartedness at some of the news that is out there. That's what we wanted. That's the goal of this show because I'm pretty not on point all the time. So I like to just kind of go with the flow.
You're a lighthearted kind of guy.
I am. I like to laugh about it. Dan thinks it's funny sometimes. But this next
story... This is a good one to laugh about.
Yeah, this next story is completely hilarious. We're going to let this story from this Pat McGonigal, who's the reporter who did this story, we're going to let this one play out. But you know what they say, Josh? They say the Lord works in mysterious ways.
Amen.
And that's how a Missouri pastor is describing one of his latest sermons. Pastor Scott McGowie gained internet fame. Mowry.
Where are you putting a G there?
I don't know where I put it. I was reading ahead. Scott Mowry. That's what Dan's probably laughing about. Once again, Scott makes a mistake. I'm reading this stuff for the first time, folks. This is how we get paid here. Scott Mowry gained internet fame after Facebook filters took over his online devotional. So let's play this out for you guys.
Facebook and Wi-Fi everywhere right now is just
here.
so slow. I'm about to have it pulled up so I'll be able to see
that's the button
if there's comments.
For a full 2.5 minutes recently, Pastor Scott Mowry delivered his daily devotional with an assortment of wizard hats and cat ears.
I don't know if everybody else is having the issue with it or if it's just my computer or what, but it's slow. I have filters going on.
Finally, Pastor Scott saw a comment from his wife that his Facebook Live had the benefit of filters.
That's weird. Well, I hope it's not doing anything too weird.
My wife's comment pops up that says, "You've got filters going on." And we had another church member, this is some interesting attire. And I'm, what? What's going on? I can't see anything.
How did I even do that? How's this happening? I'm not doing this.
He did that on purpose. And my mom, who was talking to me later, she goes, "I know that face. You didn't know that was happening."
Clearly, Pastor Scott never meant for this to happen, but it's been said that God has a funny sense of humor.
We'll give it a shot, see how it does.
Scott figures if this episode helps spread the good word, he's happy to be the messenger, the filtered down messenger.
Never had a 1,000-view video, and I never thought this would be what it would be for. You never thought me having goofy faces on would be what you go to school for all those years and have all the experience and, prepare yourself week in, week out. And, your famous
well,
moment
that's what
is,
exactly he did. He had those goofy faces going on. And I tell you what, Mowry is planning to continue his daily devotions, buddy. He's going to be taking some family time this week because he and his wife just welcomed a son. Well, there you go.
For a full 2.5 minutes recently, Pastor Scott Mowry delivered his daily devotional with an assortment of wizard hats and cat ears.
I don't know if everybody else is having the issue with it.
There's been other cases where people, this whole thing with social media, now people are getting pushed online.
I have filters going on.
Has created a whole
Finally,
thing.
Pastor Scott
He's
saw
not
a
the
comment
first one
from
to
his
have
wife
it
on
on there.
Facebook Live.
I think one was a government official had faces on there.
There have been several.
Then the other one, my
comment
favorite,
pops up
my
that says,
by far favorite is
going
open
on,
mics.
We had
talk
another
about all the
church member,
time,
this
always
is some
being in the
interesting
studio.
Every
attire.
mic is always live.
Every mic is always live, always pretend like it's always on. And my favorite was the mayor of, I can't remember what city it was. If you've never seen Naked Gun, I think it was the first one or second one.
You didn't know
where
clearly Pastor Scott never meant for this to happen, but it's been said that God has a funny sense of humor.
We'll give it a shot, see how it does.
Thank you.
Scott figures if this episode helps
he's
spread
given
the
a big
good word,
press conference,
he's happy to be the messenger,
and he goes to the restroom, forgets he has his
filtered
mic on. He's
down
going to use the
Never
bathroom,
had
and
a
he's going on and on and
1,000-view
on. Everybody can
video,
hear it.
and I never thought
Well, that's exactly what happened in real life with this.
Happens all the time.
The city council meeting. He gets up and excuses himself, and all you hear him is in the bathroom.
There was
week in, week out.
Feed back when Reagan was in the White House, and I forget when exactly it was, obviously sometime in the 80s. He was doing his weekly radio address, and it was a live feed. It wasn't pre-recorded.
I'm about to have it pulled up, so I'll be able to see.
So he was preparing for it. He didn't realize that this feed was going out across the network as he was warming up, and he said, "We start bombing in 5 minutes," because he had 5 minutes until the broadcast began. And so this started kind of a minor panic that, oh God, are we bombing Russia? What's going on here?
Slow. I have filters going on.
Finally, Pastor Scott
this is
saw a
probably why
comment from
the
his
city
wife that
council
his
here in
Facebook
Hillsdale doesn't
Live
wear
had the
lapels.
benefit of
You know, they have to
filters.
worry about that. But yeah, no, that's just classic.
Wired lapels. They'll have to take them off. Well, no, that's a bad idea because someone gets up, they'll forget it.
Yeah, forget it and yank it off, and it'll be a mess going all over the place. I tell you what, yeah, that's just hilarious. But and one of the things that, and we're talking about this, in the Google ad story about kids being home a lot more right now. It's not only just kids being at home.
Everyone's at home.
Everybody's
locked in.
Everybody's locked
down.
in. That's why the pastor was on doing his sermon, because he's got to get his message out, his daily devotionals out to his flock. And, one of the things is everybody's talking about the Tiger King, and everybody's talking about this, and everybody, Tiger King is on Netflix, and people. That's all I see people watching right now is Netflix, and my daughter does watch Disney and watch a little Hulu here and there. I'm a sling man. I sling my shows, So if
I
you
do a
want to
little
come
bit
on
of
over,
everything.
if you want to come on over for a little slinging,
Yeah.
I love those commercials. They are hilarious. So I sling, but I also do Netflix too. I do HBO Go, and it's kind of my thing. I never do YouTube. I know Dan does a lot of YouTube.
Yeah,
but
I watch
you know
quite
what?
a bit of YouTube.
You know what? The next big thing here is Netflix. And if you didn't know, Netflix right now, did you ever think, Dan, that you'd see the day where Joe Exotic would be worth more than Mickey Mouse? Just talking about that. Netflix
That's
just finished.
shocking.
Yeah, I know. Netflix finished the trading day with a higher valuation than Disney Wednesday. Disney, the company that owns Star Wars, Marvel, and Frozen. What's going on? Netflix stock gained more than 3% Wednesday to reach a market capitalization of more than $187 billion. That's right, folks. That's a billion with a B. Now, at the same time, Disney lost 2.5% and fell to $186.6 billion. Analysts say Netflix is benefiting from people staying home during the COVID-19 outbreak. Disney is also in the streaming game with its Disney Plus service, but its film and theme parks divisions are taking massive hits while everyone stays at home. Netflix could see another price jump when it announces first quarter earnings next Tuesday. It is expected to have added more customers than previously forecast. Now, this actually isn't the first time Netflix valued eclipsed Disney. It happened briefly in May of 2018, but Disney climbed back on top before the trading session ended. So there
If
you
Disney
go.
had been streaming as long as Netflix has, then that wouldn't have ever happened.
Right.
I mean, it just comes down to timing, basically.
Well,
Disney's theme parks and movies are not.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. It
closed
comes
because
down
of the
to
pandemic. So
it comes down to Joe Exotic. People are they are getting
yes and
so
no.
much press about
I
it, so
think-
people are signing up to watch it.
I think people are signing up to watch
Here's
it.
the thing.
But
Well, let me finish. My point is it's a short-lived thing.
Yeah,
it's going to be very short-lived.
Yeah.
The fanfare of Joe Exotic and Tiger King will start to fade as people have watched all the stupid episodes and how goofy crazy he is, So and the whole lifestyle. But that will start to subside, and then Disney is still there consistently. 186.
But what I'm saying is that even if Tiger King had come out now, had Disney been streaming as long as Netflix has, then I doubt it would have been that much of an impact. It still would have been huge, don't get me wrong, but I seriously doubt it would have been as big because Disney would be probably would have been putting out more content already at this point.
I don't know. Netflix is putting out a lot of content, man.
Well, yeah, but
They
Disney's a content machine too.
Yeah, they both are. I mean, they both own some powerhouse. Pixar and everything else goes through Disney. I mean, they own some big.
And we just
big
did a
franchises.
story a while back that was it 2 or 3 days ago that Disney surpassed their
goal in the
forecasts
forecast way past
for
it.
subscribership. So yeah, I think again it's just a matter of timing. If they had been as big as Netflix is in terms of streaming right now, then it probably would be a pretty even playing field.
It probably would be. So there you go. So if you're a Netflix or a Disney fan, who do you think is better? Do you like Netflix better? Or do you like Disney better?
Or are you platform agnostic as I am?
Platform agnostic. There you go. But I tell you what, if you don't like going into either one of those, and let's say you want to be a star, Josh, do you want to be on a big screen?
Not really.
Not
but
really.
I'd like to.
You take up a lot of the big screen, is what you're trying to say. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm saying I like to be behind the camera.
He wants to be behind the camera.
I would rather be doing, producing, directing, editing, something along those lines.
Well,
Writing.
I tell you what, if you do, like, a lot of
Hello,
Americans
this is
out
Leo.
there ever
Hi,
dreamed of
this is
being in a
Bob.
big
And we're
blockbuster
accepting
movie.
the all.
They can now be your chance to win a walk-on role in an upcoming Martin Scorsese.
Scorsese.
Thank you, Martin Scorsese film, but I couldn't spit it out. But it will cost you. That's right. Actors Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro announced that they are auctioning off the role in this online video Wednesday. Their auction is part of the All In Challenge, Hollywood's push to get more celebrities to raise money for charity. The highest bidder will not only appear in the Scorsese film, Killers of the Flower Moon, they will also spend a day on set with the director, DiCaprio, and De Niro. The winner will also attend the movie premiere. According to DiCaprio, 100% of the auction's proceeds will go to 3 nonprofits: America's Food Fund, No Kid Hungry, and Meals on Wheels. So there you go. You can do that. There you go.
Killers of the Flower Moon sounds like a very artsy title for a bad B film.
It does. It does sound like
old
that.
sci-fi.
Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Isn't that what he says?
Yeah. Not in a sci-fi film, but
Dan says he saw a news article about active stream users at one time went from 7 million to over 20 million. Well, I can tell you what, our numbers for our channel here is just, if we have grown, I want to find my numbers. Where the heck is he moved everything around. Our numbers have went from...
trying to figure out why that text is going off the screen.
I don't know. I
have to fix that.
Going off the stream. All I know is our numbers went from, let's see, this last week. What the heck are our numbers? Oh, there we go. There we go. Let me pull up the proper numbers here. Our numbers are up almost 139% across the board. I mean, our likes are up 130, just under 130%. Our post reach is just, it's 30,000 people that are checking into us almost on a daily basis now. I mean, we're just getting a ton of hits. 29,873, and post engagement, which is people reacting and communicating with Josh and I, is up 115% at 21,000. So we're reaching 29,000, but our post engagement is 21,000. So we're doing really well. So I mean, the numbers don't lie. And that's exactly what's happening in the world of live streaming right now. People are just getting into it. They're finally finding out about it, and we've talked about this in the other day's episode about the big shows like you got Colbert, and you've got Trevor Noah, and you have Jimmy Kimmel, and a lot of these places that they're so used to these big, massive control rooms. We're doing these big productions, and they have all these people,
and they've had to seriously downscale.
They've had to downscale, not to mention they have to do what we're doing now.
Yeah.
We are controlling the show with just limited, but I'm controlling the show. You're over there just sitting and enjoying and go along for the ride. And now they're producing like we are and doing it, having to do it remote, which we can do as well. Like I can have your house and bring you in remote if your internet provider was faster at your apartment where you guys lived at.
I could do it. It would have to be very low resolution. But I could go live.
Yep.
It would be kind of lame, kind of lousy, but
we could do it.
It's possible.
So
at the very least, I could give you a full quality audio call. So that would
be
work.
something.
But yeah.
Well, when we come back, guys, we're going to be talking, baby. There we go. We're going to be talking about some Yosemite Rangers hosting a live Q&A for kids, which is really a cool little story about them. In Earth, if you're planning on leaving planet Earth anytime soon, well, I think they found a habitable zone planet found in a data, as well as another story coming from Selena Gomez as she's filed suit for $10 million. And we're going to tell you why she's filing that suit when So This Is News continues.
El Cerrito's variety-packed menu has something for everyone. With generous servings and lots of flavor, you'll think of it as a fiesta for your taste buds. Dine in or carry out at El Cerrito on Chicago Street in downtown Coldwater and Carlton Road in Hillsdale.
Does your vehicle sound like a tractor putting down the road? Then you need to see the experts at RS Custom Exhaust in Hillsdale. They will give you a free estimate along with first-class customer service. They custom make any exhaust needed for your vehicle. Stop and see them today, located at 1461 Vera Drive in Hillsdale.
So, you think you're stronger than coronavirus? You may have it and not even know it. That means you can spread it, and people you love could get it and die. Stay off the streets, stay off the courts, stay home.
Welcome back to the show. Scott Pienti here. Welcome back to So This Is News. We talked a lot about stuff in the first, half an hour. We burned up already in that first segment there, Josh. And we're just flying through it. But we do have some more stuff coming at you this second portion here. And if you have questions or something that you want us to talk about, well, hey, that's why we have social media. And we got Miranda D checking in. So the staff who were there that I know personally were lying about the doctors being stuck in these protests. I guess I'm not sure. So you're saying the staff who were there that I know personally were lying about the doctors being stuck in the protests. So it was a question. I guess I don't know. I'm not stuck in the protests. Do you understand the question?
Oh no, yeah. There are people who are saying that the traffic was not blocking Sparrow Hospital, that ambulances were not being held up.
Got it.
And that
it's just
all
part
of this was fake news. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. The evidence is pretty clear. There's photographic evidence. There are numerous people who worked at Sparrow, I believe is what she's saying, who she knows, who said that, yes, they were, in fact, blocking the hospital.
Our job is not to make a decision for you. Our job is just to inform you of what we see out there, the facts that are out there.
And we will go out of our way if someone is saying, no, this isn't true, this is, blah, 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 blah. Okay, first of all, show me the proof. Show me your evidence that this did not happen. And secondly, if I show you the evidence that it did, you're going to have to admit that, yes, this is accurate reporting. We're not going to, sit here and debate facts. We're going to present the facts to you.
Yeah.
If you have evidence that we are somehow wrong, then fine.
Yikes.
Show us. Yikes.
Wrong button here. I got buttons. I got my computer doing all sorts of
Good
things.
grief.
There we go. Sorry, Miranda. Well, hopefully we answered your question before I rudely interrupted Josh.
Anyway, but yeah, that's what's going. That's what I think she's talking about, is that there are people saying that it just didn't cause any problems in Lansing. The hell it didn't.
Like I said, my goal is just to simply, hopefully, have this thing. Are we lagging?